What's up? What's good? The water is just warming up. Let's go get the water. Beautiful water. How are we doing? Good morning, good morning, good morning. I woke my daughter up this morning with a rise and shine and give God the glory, glory, rise and shine and give God the glory, glory, rise and shine. I don't think she appreciated it. I do not think she appreciated it, but that's what I did anyway. We're going to continue our journey through Off today. Maybe finish it. We'll see. I'm going to do my very best, but no promises because I don't know how long this game is. And everybody's giving me different units of measurement. So I have no idea whether we'll finish it or not, but we're going to do our darndest. We're going to have a good time. We're going to have fun with it. Before we get to that, we got to open up our advent calendar. And then, of course, we're going to do our top 10 list of the day. Our top 10 list this fine Thursday is the top 10 games of 1998. Top 10 games of 1998. And I'm already seeing some real contenders. I looked through just my games. Like just my games that I've played before. And we've got Sonic Adventure, Banjo-Kazooie, Pokemon Yellow, Sonic R, Pokemon Trading Card Game, Ocarina of Time, House of the Dead 2, DDR, Spyro, 1080, Metal Gear Solid, Grim Fandango. I mean, come on. We got quite the year. So I have no idea how we're possibly ever going to make this list work. It might be another top 20 because this is just the games that I've played. I haven't even gone through the list yet. Who knows? Who knows what games we're going to see once we actually find them? You know, speaking of which, I might go ahead and... Well, I'll do that. I'll do all that together. We'll do all that stuff together as we usually do. Our usual habit. And all that good stuff. But trying something new today, folks. If you've noticed, I've pinned a question of the day up to the top of the... up to the top of our... what's it called? Chat. Up to the top of our chat. So, if you would like, feel free to answer that question of the day either in the chat or to me, and we'll make it happen. We'll make it happen. We'll make it happen. My tea's almost ready. We're going to open up our advent calendar for today, see what's inside. I actually missed yesterday, so I have to open up 14 and 15. Can you guys believe it's the 15th? Are you kidding me? Do you know it's 10 days until Christmas? That's impossible. It's so few sleeps until Santa Claus comes, you guys. How can that be? Oh boy, we got a fun pack on the 14th. And then on the 15th, another fun pack. We got 2 fun packs, back-to-back pack. We got a back-to-back fun pack. We're going to see what's inside. I just started doing, I don't know if any of you have ever done this before, but I just started doing Pokemon Home. And it took so much time. I guarantee you it probably took me like 4 hours. I bet you it took 4 hours, but I'm working on like for real living decks. And this made me realize just how woefully behind I am. So now I got to go bust out my 3DS, figure out how to get Pokemon Bank. I don't even know if it's still available. For all I know, 3DS, it may be dead. And I may never be able to get those Pokemon again, and I'm just out of luck. I'm just out of luck. But hopefully, we're gonna try. We're gonna try to get those Pokemon again, and get all my Pokemon Home games or Pokemon Bank Pokemans from my DS days into the game, so that I can then get them into Home, so that I can complete that dex. But it is it's looking rough. It's looking rough. I've got like 430. Now, granted, I'm going to get a lot of them from this game, but a lot ain't all. We got a Brilliant Stars and an Astral Radiance fun pack. If you've not seen the fun pack yet, they're actually not very fun. I think they're like promotional ones, so they don't have any good cards in them. They just kind of have a couple cards to get you hooked and interested in playing the trading card game. This trash can is real full. Oh, come on. Real full. Okay, let's see. We got a... Let's see if we can get it. This is Astral Radiance. We got a Scyther. We got a Stantler. I like that Stantler art. Oh, and a reverse holo Ursaluna. Well, that's not rare. That's pretty cool. I love Ursaluna. That's a rare card. Cool. Cool. Yeah. Hey, that's not bad. Hey, look, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. Look at me giving them a hard time. They were like, give us a hard time about our fun packs. We'll let you have fun. I'll show you a fun time. All right, once we open this, I got 9 o'clock, so I'm going to go spam the chat real quick. This is from our Shining Brilliant Stars, what it's called. Turtwig, Trapinch, and a reverse holo Clefable. Very cool. Clefable. Ain't that clefable? I'm going to go drop over in chat real quick. Good chow. Good morning. We are picking the best games from 1998 and then continuing our journey into off. Get in here, chat. Dope. The tea is definitely ready by now. And we're going to get right into our top 10 list because we're going to get into off today. I'd like to finish it today. We'll just see. That would be my goal. If I could finish it today, I think that'd be fantastic. I don't have any illusion that will or won't happen. I just don't know. I'm going to have to stir this tea because all the honey is settled at the bottom. I can't taste it a lick. All right, well, as is our custom here on Thursday mornings here on our Checkpoint Church Twitch channel, we are going to put together a top 10 list. We do this every Thursday, and we've been working our way back through history and time, starting in 2021 all the way back to today's top 10, which is going to be the top 10 games of 1998. Now, a quick caveat, this is an extremely subjective list, because if you want the objective top 10 list of 1998, I'm not going to be the one to give it to you. I haven't played every game in 1998. I've only played the games in 1998 that I've played. And so I'm going to give you the games that I think are the top 10 games of 1998. You may disagree with this list, and that's okay. This is just my list, and this is how I feel about these games. And if you disagree, do let me know, because I would love to talk about it. For me, I'm a big Nintendo fan. I grew up on Nintendo games, so I'm always going to lean pretty heavily into the Nintendo fandom. But it is what it is. Good morning, Frost. How are we doing? Welcome into the chat. The way I like to do this, because I use Backlogged. I know Frost uses GG. GG is also great. But it has every game. Every game that is registered to the video game database is on this. And that means that a lot of games that are not only rated M, but also rated AO are on here. And so I will not be showing the screen as I'm scrolling through the list of the top 10, the top 10 pages of games on Backlogged from 1998. But once I find the games that are the best, then I'll share my screen and show you guys what I've come up with. We'll whittle it down to the top 10, and we'll see if we can come to a happy resolution. So we're going to start with Spyro the Dragon here, definitely in the top 10, hopefully. You've been playing Smash lately? Wow, man, I haven't played Smash in forever. Who are you maining nowadays? Are you just kind of jumping around, or do you have a main right now? All right, let's see. Metal Gear Solid. I'm telling you, there are so many good games in 1988. This is intimidating. It really is intimidating. This is gonna totally come down to subjectivity. Like they normally do, but this one especially, I have a feeling I'm gonna make people upset. I just got a bad feeling that this one's gonna make people upset. Because this is really a lot of games. And I haven't even looked at the actual thing. Me and my bro-in-law unlocked all the characters. We've just been playing randoms to play them all. Very cool. Oh, so you've been playing like OG Smash. All right, let's go to games. Or are you playing the newest? Apply some filters, 1998. Okay, now we're going to go through the first 10 pages. See what we can come up with. Smash Bros. Ultimate. Gotcha. Okay. Half-Life I've still never played, so I can't claim that one yet. Unfortunately, that will not be on the list. I know that's already going to hurt people's feelings, but I never played it. Suikoden 2, I never played. Crash Bandicoot Warped was pretty good. It wasn't that good, though. Lurk for Work, back in a bit. See you, sneaky. Fallout 2, I've never played. I've only ever played Fallout 1, and then I skipped to Fallout 3. The OG Mario Party is probably going to need to be in the top 10 at least, I hope. We'll find out. Link's Awakening DX. I don't know. I definitely enjoyed the new Link's Awakening more than the old ones. Wario Land 2, oof. Glover, oh my goodness. I mean, how are there so many games? Gex, dude. Gex is this year, man. Are you kidding? Oh, hey, you Pikachu. I'm putting it on there. Watch me put that game on there. It's happening. It's gonna be my number one game. Man, Gex is really tough, but I'm not gonna do it. Pajama Sam. No. Freddy Fish and the Case of the Stolen Conch Shell! That was my favorite Freddy Fish. Oh, no. Why? Why are all of these games 1998? This has to stop. What am I going to do? BRB resetting Wi-Fi. Okay, Frost. You're all good. Reset that Wi-Fi. Man, I loathe Wi-Fi. I loathe it and I love it all at once. It's the worst. It's the worst thing imaginable and also the best. Reader Rabbit's first grade. Oh no. I'm telling you. What is this year? There's so many good games. Tiger Woods was a big deal in 1999? I had no idea. Oh my gosh, Clue Finders Third Grade Adventures. Are you kidding me? Clue Finders, dude. What? Yo. Why were there so many kids games released in 1998, huh? Like kids games, like educational games. I wonder if this was during the peak of that educational boom that happened on kids television. And that also like worked into video games. Clock Tower 2? Oh no. Dude, I'm telling you, this year's wild. This year's absolutely wild. Like every game is a bot. What do you do? What do you do when every game is good, man? Oh boy. Reader Rabbit, homie. This has to stop. Why are there so many of the educational games that I played in 1999? I'm beginning to think that I learned all the things that I know from video games. We got one more page, and then I'm going to show you guys what I've come up with. Oh, the Game Boy camera came out in 1998. Is that even a game? Can I even call that a game? It was just a cartridge, dude. Oof. All right, let's look at our list. This is going to be rough. All right. The good news is that it's less than 20. It's less than 20, so I feel like we're in a good spot. Let's go ahead and pull this bad boy up. Boink. We're going to go to backlogged list. Boink. Uh-oh. Yes. Boink. Why? Why you do this? Why are you the way you are? Nice. Okay, so these are our top 18 games that I was able to come up with, and we're going to have to come up with it in order. This is really throwing me off here. The kids' games that are so important to me are really throwing me off in a lot of ways. I feel pretty confident. In saying that Sonic Adventure and Ocarina of Time, Pokemon Yellow are going to be up in the top 3. I feel pretty confident with that just right away. But that order is probably not right. I'm probably going to go Ocarina. Oh, that's really tough for me, actually. That's actually really tough. Oh, boy. I think it's got to be Adventure, Ocarina, and then, man, that's really, really tough. I think it's got to be that. God, I don't like that, though. That makes me really sad. But I think it's true. I want Ocarina to be better than Sonic Adventure, but Sonic is really important to me, especially that series. Okay. Let's see. What's next? Actually, these games are all kind of garbo. They're really not great games. They're just games that are games that I played a whole lot. Let's see. This is really tough. Let's take... Okay, this one's got to come off. Game Boy Color was not my favorite. Harvest Moon. I mean, I love DDR, and I love House of the Dead too, but I don't think those are going to make the top 10. They got to come off. Clue Finders, I'm sorry. I like Freddy Fish more. If we're going to keep one educational game, it's got to be that one. Man, the Game Boy camera is so iconic, though. I'm going to take Oddworld off. Okay. This is easier to work with here. Is Sonic better than Zelda? Ugh, they're like tied. Is Zelda better than Yellow? I think probably. Yellow better than Spyro? Definitely. Spyro better than Grim Fandango? I would say probably not. Spyro better than Metal Gear? Probably not. Spyro better than the trading card game? Probably. Okay. Grim Fandango better than Metal Gear? Probably not. Grim Fandango better than Spyro? Yes. Spyro better than trading card game? Yes. Trading card game better than R? I don't know, man. That music was real good. No. Trading card game better than Mario Party? No. Trading card game better than Hey You Pikachu? Probably. I loved Hey You Pikachu. That was a super important game to me, but I don't know about better than that. Oh, man. R and Mario Party? Mario Party's better than R. Mario Party better than Spyro? Probably. Mario Party better than Grim Fandango? Yeah. Mario Party better than Metal Gear? Probably not. Okay. Let's see. Freddy Fish better than Hey You Pikachu? I think I've got to say yes. Freddy Fish better than the trading card game? Probably. Better than Sonic R? No. Let's see. Quest 64 better than Hey You Pikachu? Honestly, pretty close. Pretty neck and neck. I'm going to say yes. Quest 64 better than the trading card game? Probably not. What are we rating? We're rating the top 10 games of 1998. Very subjectively, my list of games here. Quest 64 better than Hey You Pikachu? Yes. Hey You Pikachu better than the Game Boy Camera? Yes. That's very sad. I want the Game Boy Camera to be up higher. Yeah, we've worked our way back, Frost. We've worked our way back from 2021 all the way to 1998. We rank these lists every Thursday. And usually what I have to comfortably be able to do by the end of the stream is to say, is Sonic Adventure better than Zelda? Yes. Zelda better than Pokemon? Yes. Pokemon better than Metal Gear? Yes. Metal Gear better than Mario Party? Yes. Mario Party better than Grim Fandango? Yes. Grim Fandango better than Spyro? Yes. Spyro better than Sonic R? Yes. Sonic R better than Freddy Fish? It's close, but I'm going to say yes. Freddy Fish better than Trading Card Game? Yes. Trading Card Game better than Quest 64? Another close one, but I'm going to say yes. 64 better than Hey You Pikachu? Yes. Hey You Pikachu better than Game Boy Camera? Yes. So we're going to drop these bottom three, and we have our top 10 right here. Man, that's tough. That's really tough for me. Oh, this was an incredibly difficult list because I like so many of these games so much. But I think this is our top 10 list. So let's add the games that haven't been marked down as played on here. I can't believe I found Freddy Fish, dude. Finally. And that's the best Freddy Fish. Sonic beating Zelda is going to start fights. It's really tough for me to say that. Here's the thing. In all extensive purposes, for all of the beans, Zelda is a better game than Sonic Adventure. But to me, Sonic is more important. That is the only reason Sonic is above Zelda. Because I really love Zelda, and it is iconic and arguably, not arguably, it's unarguably drastically better than Sonic Adventure. But dude, I love Sonic Adventure. Just look at the art, man. Look at the art. That is iconic. The little spin with the points, that's iconic. The music in Sonic Adventure, so good. It's so good. Honestly, the fact that Sonic Adventure and Sonic R came out in the same year and both had some of the best Sonic bops that we've ever gotten. Xando would be upset that I said that, but that's how I feel. What's up, Stained? How we doing? So there we go. There we go. We have our top 10 list of 1998, the top 10 games. Heading out to fill in for a high school drummer for my wife's show choir this morning. I've seen your Facebook pictures about that, Stain. That's super exciting. I would be so scared. I absolutely do not play the drums and would be terrified to even sit behind them. So there we go. We've got our top 10 games of 1998. Again, this is an incredibly subjective list. I would love to know what you think. We are going to be posting this on YouTube. So if you're in the chat, say, hey, YouTube. And if you're watching this on YouTube, let me know down in the comments how I'm wrong, what games you think are better. Feel free to tell me what your top 10 games of 1998 is, or even your top 3 games or something like that, whatever list you feel comfortable doing. You can always find me on Backlog. You can find all the links for me in our socials somewhere. Or you can go to linktree/nerdpastornate. Find all that information, or find us on Checkpoint Church. And we would love to find out what your rankings are, because these are just mine, but this is very subjective, and I'd love to know more about the awesome games from this year. I would have been 4 years old in 1998, so I definitely didn't play any of these games on the day they came out, other than Freddy Fish, maybe, and probably Yellow. But the other games I definitely played pretty drastically later in my life, and I love all of them a whole lot, and I think this is a list that I really enjoy. It was very tough coming up with all of these, but thank you for watching. If you watched this far in the video, hey, thank you for watching this far. It means you probably liked it. If you would let us know that you liked this video by clicking that thumbs up to let us know that you enjoyed it. If you haven't already subscribed, be sure to do that as well. And I look forward to seeing you, hopefully, the next time. Know that we believe Know that we believe 3 things to be true about every single one of you out there that are watching this video. Whether you believe in God, don't believe in God, go to church, don't go to church, we still believe these 3 things to be true about each and every one of you. Number 1, that God loves you, like really, really loves you. Number 2, we love you, we want community with you. And number 3, that you, yes, you matter. You are a person of sacred worth. The world is a better place. Why? Because you are in it. Folks, with that, and until the next time that I see ya, bye-bye! Okay, welcome back to Twitch world. All right, gotta go swing like a rusty gate. Pushes the limits of my ability to learn for sure. I am not a drummer. Yeah, I'm not a drummer either. We'll see you, Stain. Best of luck. Best of luck. You got it. You got this, my dude. You got it. Okay. Cool. What a fun list. I'm gonna go post it over in the Discord, folks. ! Discord in the chat if you aren't already there. And we'll get in the action. Bring the action. Okay. So we're going to be playing a game called Off today. If you missed our first couple hours into the world of Off from last week, this is a very strange game, a very strange world that we're living in and working our way through. We are a mysterious figure known as the Batter, and we have been brought into this world to purify it and to save it in some context. It's very similar to One Shot in the sense that I think we're known. I'm pretty sure us as the person driving the game is known, but we aren't one-to-one contact like in One Shot. We've been guided through the world so far by a mysterious cat-like creature, and we've been working our way through this world in order to purge the ghosts and find the truly wicked ones in each zone and destroy them. We've only destroyed the first zone boss to date. So that was where we were at when we left off. We just finished beating the first boss, and I think there are a total of 3. I'm pretty sure. I don't honestly remember where we left off. In total honesty and clarity, I do not remember to the best of my ability. I'm probably going to go ahead and pull up a walkthrough because this game is pretty confusing. And we're just gonna try and keep up with ourselves here. So let's see if I can find it. Just to make 100% sure. I'm only going to use it if it's absolutely necessary. But we're at least going to have it. Just in case. Let's find it. The game is rife with symbolism. Okay, I know we've done the post office. And we just beat Dedan. I'm trying to catch up with myself in the Let's Play here. Yeah, we've beaten him. And I think that was the last thing we did was win. Yeah, and then we saw the weird little baby thing and said that started badly. And then we're in the next part of the world. The library. Okay, so we did start looking through the library. Yes, yes. Yep, I recognize all of this. We went and found all the pages, found all the things. Sorry for the catch-up, folks. And Zando, I see you're here, and I will redeem your things here quickly. Cleric symbol. We took the page. We went back to the library. We went upstairs. We fought the other cat, the weird-looking cat. We beat the weird-looking cat. We got a new Omega. Okay. And then we headed to the shopping mall. There we go! That's where we left off, was the shopping mall. Okay, cool. So I got that pulled up. I feel like we're in a good spot. We are in a good spot. Movie game and 1 minute trivia mystery. Dealer's choice. Kids are home sick today, so I won't be able to hang, but I need my daily redemptions. You got it. I'm sorry that your kids are sick, Zando. That's no fun. Okay, here is your movie game while I go and get your trivia. Three covert agents from a sexy spy agency use their elite skills and feminine wiles to convince heavenly spirits to help a struggling baseball team win the pennant. 3 covert agents from a sexy spy agency use their elite skills and feminine wiles to convince heavenly spirits to help a struggling baseball team win the pennant. Easy peasy. Might just be the easiest one there's ever been. Charlie's Angels in the outfield. Chats in the clap for Zando. Chats in the clap for Zando. You nailed it, my dude. Nailed it. Okay. Here is your trivia question of the day. I will count to 15 after reading the question twice. Type in the chat to let me know your answer. A phlebotomist extracts what from the human body? A phlebotomist extracts what from the human body? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Unfortunately, Xando, it is not Flobs. I'm pretty sure that is a phlebotomist, and that is only a character in the Justin Roiland universe of Rick and Morty. It is Blood. 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 Okay. Let's get right into it. Let's get right into the news. Okay, hopefully everything works as it ought. We do not need the gamepad today, as this is a controller-based game. Goodbye. Let me know audio levels. Let me know if things work or do not work. And it is 9:23 as we're getting started with this. It feels a little loud to me, not gonna lie. Feels just a little bit loud to me, so let me know if it's too loud to you guys. And we're gonna get right back into it. We're going to continue our journey. So you see, this is the batter figure that we have here. This is an RPG Maker, OG classic kind of game, cult classic kind of game. Very strange. BRB again. All good. Thanks for your alert, my friend. But we're going to go with, we're going to go give it our best shot here. I don't remember what we've done. I think we've already bought things from him. I'm like 99% sure. This is our save point. So we're going to get right back into it. Again, please do let me know if it's too loud. Please excuse the state of decay and disorder of our galleries. Welcome to the Gomez Galleries. May nothing stop your frenetic thirst for consumerism. An ad for metal floors, as if it ever could. Oh, I remember. This was the real weird stuff. Bottles of smoke. An ad for meat handled carefully by the employees of Zone 1. Our meat is preservatives-free, guaranteed. This is an ad for protective metal railings. And why wouldn't it be? Your neckties are made from synthetic fabric, based on plastic with a registered designation of origin. Whoa! Okay, I remember I have auto attack now, and we're definitely going to be doing auto. I don't honestly remember what we've seen and haven't seen, so I don't know what we need to register. But we're going to do our very best. Okay, so we've clearly already gotten this. So where do we need to go now? Guess let's go down. Our plastic chairs are designed without any potentially dangerous edges. Good. 2 luck tickets. Nice. Special sale on bottles of smoke. Get 7 for the price of 6. This is an ad for meat home deliveries. The freshest air comes from our bottles of smoke. I don't believe you. Build your walls out of metal. In the event of an attack, their sturdiness is certain. Another save point already? Okay. Special discount on wave machines. The Gomez Galleries offer you a large variety of boxes full of plastic and metal. Is your life morose? Then take a trip to the amusement park. No. I shan't. Gomez luck tickets are manufactured and tested by specialists. Feeling depressed? Try Modestia. Is this just a whole building full of advertisements? The Gomez Galleries offers you a large variety of boxes in plastic and metal. Is your life... what's that? That... What? Hang on a second. Don't put me on a loop. Don't you put me on a loop? Excuse me? I did not volunteer to be put on a Mobius strip, sir. Excuse me. No, no, no. No, no, no. Okay, I see that cat. How do I get to him? Aha! Ease
This advertisement not of such effectiveness, defying the basic laws of mainstream marketing.
For silkier fur, the pate from the mountains of Alma.
Would you look at that? You know how to read. In any case, I'm glad to have found you. Perhaps you can help me shed light on the mystery which fate has placed before me. It turns out that my brother has been living in this zone for numerous years, having a particular affinity for cooler colors of the spectrum. Unfortunately, I have not succeeded in crossing his path. I have well tried to protect myself to the roof of the central library where he resides, but found the door closed, remaining as such even after long hours of intensive, repeated meowing and compulsive scratching. Therefore, my request is as follows. If at the end of the corridor you happen to pass Valerie, give him my greetings.
Okay. Okay, so I guess I got... Ooh. Pedalo? Yeah, I'll take the pedalo. What? Where did my pedalo go? No! No! Oh, wait. Oh, okay. Fascinating. What, dude? This is confusing. I'm so confused. We got this. We got this. We made progress. We met the cat. I got to get that other cat. I think that's what I got to do. I got to find the other cat. And I'm gonna find the other cat. What? All right. Okay. This is fine. This is fine. I'm fine. This is fine. I'm fine. Nobody freak out. Play the game here. Okay. Gotta find the cat. Oh, he's so far away. Whoa, cool. Piece of Mulluck's meat. Ah! Ah! Okay. Hey there, buddy. You big old boy. All right. Man, he was not worth as much for as big as he was. What is this? Ooh. I feel like all these mannequins are going to come to life and it's make it... Oh, a Monday. Do I have to collect a whole case of them? How do I reach him? He's always like just out of reach. No! How do I reach you? I gotta get him. How do I catch Cat Friend? I'm gonna catch Cat Friend. It reminds me of the monkey fight from Dragon Ball Z Legacy of Goku. I can't get to him. I can't get to him. What am I gonna do if I can't get to him, man? What am I gonna do? He's always just out of reach. I've been in this doorway. That's where I found other cat, right? Nope. I'm lost. I can make a fire with the boxes to ward off the ghosts, but that's too dangerous. I'm lost too, buddy. I'm also lost. Wait, hang on. Have I been down there? I've not. Well, I'm definitely trying everything, aren't I? I'm certainly finding all of the things. Even if I'm not finding the, thing I want to find. There had to have been some reason that I recalled a pedalo, and I don't know what that is. For what reason did I recall that pedalo? I'll try going this way. Nothing. Man. Where have I not been? I love the battle music, dude. See, this is where I found Cat Friend. What? Where is Cat Friend? Oh no! Oh no! Now I can't even find my way to the things that I thought I knew. Aw, gee willikers. Feels like the game is forcing me into a grind. Okay. I've already been here. I think I've been here. Have I been here? I don't even know anymore! I don't even know anymore! I need to make a note. Sorry, I had to make a reminder for myself before I forgot. Okay. Have I been here? This looks new. Oh wait, is this the Mobius strip again? No! How did I get back on the strip? Oh, this is so bad. This is so bad. Oh no! Okay, alright, that's fine. It's fine, it's fine. It's fine. We're fine. Okay, we're gonna be all right. Okay, the fights feel like they're happening more often. I gotta be real. It feels like the fights are happening a little more often now, doesn't it? I need to repel. I need to repel, Pokemon. Come on, Pocket Mans. So this is the guy. It's that way to some boxes. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! That way to Cat Guy.
What exquisite composition, what subtlety of form. This is truly a masterpiece. It worked, it will be remembered.
Pate of the Fountains of Alma. Is that a hint? Maybe I like recalled a pedalo outside or something? Nope. I do think I'm onto something though. I think I did what I needed to do there. Nope. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm just getting a feeling. Yes! See? He was not here before. Boom, jams. Hello. Oh! Oh, I didn't. I'm. From here, you will wait no more than 74 minutes. 39 minutes. Hey, I didn't wait any minutes at all. I'm feeling pretty good about myself. What a terribly frightening place. Fortunately, there are no phantoms around here. Why do I feel like there are definitely? The Cruise of Happiness wander down a long, quiet river in security and serenity. Due to their dangerous nature, we strongly advise against approaching the pools of plastic. That's where I'm supposed to be. Putting water inside of a room is really a completely crazy concept. One can really see what we're in, that we're in a theme park. Yeah, I can tell. Choosing between 3 attractions is too difficult a dilemma for me. Balloon game. Attention due to loud noises. The attraction is not recommended for the faint of heart. Perhaps the room that lies beyond this door will cease to exist the moment I cross the doorstep, and I would fall instantly into an abyss, which in itself does not even really exist. What a terribly frightening thought. When in doubt, stay here. Roller coaster. Complete safety for the whole family. Okay. This is the way to the old roller coaster. It was made off limits before it was completed.
I'm scared to get off while it's running.
It's less scary like this.
I'd rather look out there. This attraction looks too daredevilish for me.
It's that chair that I want. I'm just waiting for him to be finished.
I feel like I'm gonna vomit. That would be very wise. Okay. Oh, hey, thank you for the follow, Ken-Chong. Welcome in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're just playing off for the first time ever. You're just wrapping up your stream. Can I raid you? Yeah, sure. Come on over. We're just playing some off for today. We would love the raid. Part of Save Streamers got you. Well, welcome in. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Happy that you're here. Appreciate the raid. Appreciate the Safe Streamer community, absolutely. This is the boss's office. I cannot let you enter unless you know him personally. But without proof, I can't. I might get in trouble. Yeah, I would like a pedalo, of course. What's that? It looks like a square. Oh! These motors are placed underwater to guide the pedalo. Oh, oh. Ah! Neat. Also, it's like a Pocket Man. Uh-oh. Oh, no! It is like Pocket Man! No! It's just like Pocket Man! Oh, no. Oh, dear. Man, those are hard to see. Good morning. Having a good time with off so far? I'm so confused, dude. I'm so confused. Uh-oh. Oh, we completed the ride. Okay, cool. Again, it's so weird, man. I'm definitely enjoying. I'm definitely enjoying it, but it's definitely weird. I haven't clicked with the story yet. That's kind of what I'm still waiting to happen. I think it's gonna happen, but it's definitely so far a bit obtuse. Can't seem to raid you based on settings. Try again next time. Oh no! I'm so sorry. Well, I appreciate the thought. I appreciate you even wanting to, my friend. Your kindness is appreciated. What am I running into? I don't see one. What? Okay, it must not. I'm doing it wrong. Okay. We got it. We got this. Come on. Come on, easy peasy stuff here. It's baby mode. No! Baby mode, no! Curse you, baby mode. No, why would it do that? Why would it go that way? Why would it go that way? Oh, this is impossible. It's impossible. It's impossible. Oh no, it's not. It is not impossible. Nice. Flip the switch. Lever preventing.
Yes, the roller coaster of madness is where I shall go. Indeed.
Roller coaster time. But I don't know what's up top. Do I need to know what's up top first? What's up here? Oh, it's the balloon game. Oh, welcome. Play the balloon game. If you win, you get the grand prize. But if you lose, you might be sad. So be careful. Play the balloon game, of course. Here are the rules. It's easy. When it's your turn, you can choose to pop 1, 2, or 3 balloons. When it's my turn, I'll do the same. The one who pops the last balloon loses the game. Do you understand? Loses the game. So I want him to pop the balloon. Okay, so we've got 4, 5, 4. We've got 13 balloons. I need to do math. I need to do math, and I'm not the best at math. Hang on. Let's do math. I can pop 1, 2, or 3 balloons, right? I guess. Who starts? We'll just give it a try. We'll give it a try. We did a save, so we can save scum if need be. Let's start. I'll go first. It's your turn. Okay, he popped 1 balloon. So if he popped 1, I'm gonna go big. I'm popping 3. My turn. It's your turn. So if I pop 3, he could pop 2, and I would lose. If I pop 1, I pop 1, he pops 2. No. Oh wait. All right. I've lost. No. That's impossible. After all, I've been cheating from the start. You cheated. You want to hurt me. Oh. I thought I won. I thought I did it good. Valzong Burnt, a resident of Bismarck with inappropriate manners? Oh, he's so inappropriate. How dare you be so inappropriate, sir? Inflicts the poison. Okay, so he's our healer, yeah? We did it! I got a necktie! Aww! And now he's... Why are they freaking out? Why are they all freaking out?
The grand prize was a necktie?
Why are they all freaking out? Specters in the park, what a panic! Why are you guys freaking out? Calm down! Why are you freaking out? I'm too scared, by golly, I'm much too scared. What's wrong? What's wrong, you guys? It's okay. I'm here. I knew we should have closed this place. It's far too dangerous, far too much. Yeah, I can't get over this wall. The specters are gonna eat me. Okay, they seem fine. Why were they freaking out and then this guy's fine? Okay. Roller coaster time. Well, hello, sir. Who are you? I thought the roller coaster had been closed down. If you ride it, what now? You are entitled to a photo. Well, I guess I get a photo taken. Well, I obviously want that. How much does it cost? I have a feeling it's way too expensive. Oh boy, this is real high up. All right. Oh, it's a statue of Zachary. What? Why would I push it? Wait a second. Do I need somebody to be in the back seat? That's hilarious. Does he need to be in the back or the front? I don't understand. Okay, I see. Maybe. Nope, I do not see. No, I want Zachary in the back. I want him to provide some counterweight. Because I'm a little worried about this roller coaster, not gonna lie. I can't. Why is it here then? Oh, I see. I'm joining him. Okay. Roller coaster time. This is probably fine. Get my hands up. Oh, I got my picture taken. That wasn't so bad. I was scared. I was scared things were going to go horribly wrong. Here's your photo. Photo of Zachary's been found. Whoa, you're lucky. You wrote it with the owner. Bye, Zachary. Still not exactly sure what's going on. But I have a photo of Zachary now. So now I can get in his office. Yes! 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 Oh, this is easy puzzles. Okay, cool. I got these puzzles, dude. Easy peasy. Hey, look, I know the owner. This is the boss's office. I cannot let you enter unless you know him personally, but without proof, I can't. I might get in trouble. I have proof. Is that a photo of the boss? And you're right next to him? On a roller coaster? But that's incredibly dangerous. Well, at any rate, you're a friend of the boss, so you may enter. Yeah, I am. Oh. What's up? You shouldn't ride the roller coaster again. Who knows what could happen? I guess I'm going to take all his things. Guess I'm going to take all your things. These are my things now. I love these things. I just robbed your boss. Robbed him blind. Now what do I do? They're still freaking out. What are you guys freaking out about? Maybe now am I able to do something different at the mall? Why am I here? For what reason am I here? Well, gee whiz, now I'm confused. I robbed the boss blind. Now where do I go? I don't think anything changed here. You do look an awful lot like Zachary, by the way. Well. I don't know where to go. Was there something else I needed to do in the library, maybe? That's not open yet.
The residential area is for residents only. Imagine the panic if intruders ever sneaked into our homes.
These barriers prevent people from falling into the plastic. They're even made of rubber so you don't hurt yourself. It's good. You live in Bismarck? It's strange you're not... Understood. Understood. What's up, Kishu? How we doing? Welcome into the stream. No, not Mondays. I want a necktie. Yes, here, I can put on my tie. Good idea. Ha! Yay! I'm a resident! I'm well, how are you? We're doing good over here. Playing a very strange game. Very strange. But enjoying it. Enjoying the experience and the puzzles. It's the cat! I don't remember his voice.
There is still time to repent of your omissions, miserable ingrates. Beg for my forgiveness at once, or you will return to limbo in an instant.
Who's that talking?
Pitiful cretins. I'm right here before you, ready. Well, are you prepared to offer apologies to your father and protector, you bunch of sops?
There's nothing but an old cat over there. That could be a dangerous cat. It has sharp claws. Yeah, and then it can spread diseases. Have you heard that story before about the guy who got scratched by a cat?
Ah! I loathe you. I hate all of you.
But where's that voice coming from? Someone who seems to be in a bad mood. Yeah, he should just enjoy this place. Be quiet and calm. Here, we're safe.
But it was me. It was me who made all of this for you. And you are all so blinded by your pathetic fear of life.
This is quite strange, isn't it?
That is enough.
Thank you for enjoying it. I enjoy it too.
I'm going to teach you to respect me.
Oh no! Oh no! I gotta go save him. Oh no! Let's purge those impure beasts and fast. Oh snap! I'm on a time limit. Oh, he's gross. He makes me very uncomfy. I don't like his big brain. He reminds me of that bad guy from the Justice League. You guys remember that episode of the Justice League? Because that's what he reminds me of. Ooh. Don't like it. Don't like it. Okay. 7 fandoms remaining. Oh, okay. I don't have to get up to the front. But I am still painfully curious. And I'm on a time limit? Only 4 minutes, dude? Hang on. Yeah, I don't have time to look at all of them. He kind of looks like he has braces on his feet. Okay. Six phantoms. I'm not going to have time to talk to you right now, buddy. I'm on a time limit and I'm stressed. Timers make me very stressed. Seems relatively manageable, but I am not good at time limits. Oh no! No! Go, go, go! Remember, stress spelled backwards is desserts. I should have some desserts. That sounds really tasty. I do need to remember to order food today because I have a meeting at 12:30, and so pretty much as soon as stream is done, I gotta eat, and then I gotta have a meeting. I got my day pretty much already planned out for me. 5 phantoms remaining. I'm worried. I'm very worried. Do I need to be talking to these people? I like this track. Please eat. I'll have to listen to mom. Or I'll have to Italian mom you otherwise. Yep. For some reason, I kept reading Italian as listen. Why does this keep happening? Why do I keep making the little ones? Come on! Four phantoms remaining. All right, there's 2 right there. That's a quick, easy 2. We're doing it. We're doing it. We're making it happen. I think as soon as I take down this next boss, I will make some more tea. We're making great time. I was stressed for nothing. I was stressed for no desserts. No desserts needed. None at all. The code of the Northeast. Oh! Oh no! $14.02. What is this, Southwest? Doesn't know that one. What? What are you talking about? Okay. Oh, man. Do I even need them? Do I need the codes? I don't know, but I got it. 1402, so at least I know one. Maybe I had to ask them while they were stressed about the phantoms. One phantom remaining. See, that's Southwest, isn't it? Nope. Oh, no! No! I guess that's just west, or northwest. Oh, no! Why are you hiding back here? Oh, no, wait. Okay, wait. We got it. Ah, they found me! Oh, no, go away, Moscow the Red Death! Are you secretly a phantom? He was phantom all along. What terrible suffering! Never mind. He was not phantom all along. So where's the last phantom? Oh no. Oh no! Where's the last phantom? Oh no! I don't have much more time! Oh, this is very, very bad. This is very, very bad. Talk to me. I need more codes. Do you know the code? I need more codes! Oh, come on. Maybe he was a phantom in disguise. There he is. Get him, get him, get him, get him, get him. Woo! That was very stressful. I did not appreciate the timer. Timer was not appreciated. All the phantoms have been purified.
I've purified this place, but this zone has not yet been freed of its true pest. Where can I find Japhet?
Japhet? Who's Japhet?
The cat who directs the specters.
The cat? No, I don't understand. Anyway, we're really grateful that you've helped us, but that thing you have there...
My bat?
Yeah, your bat? That's a mighty dangerous object. I'll have to ask you to leave the residential area and to give us your tie. No, my tie! You understand, of course. It's just a security measure.
The tie has been lost.
No! My tie!
I am embarrassed, I admit, but it appears that I need you and your puppet's purifying intentions, dear Jack. Valerie, my beloved brother, appears to have fallen off the rails of level-headed consciousness and into the throes of uncontrollable madness. He pretends to be called Japhet, and besides having the royal representative he has never been, proclaims himself leader of the specters. 2 roles he has usurped, no doubt. Nobody in this world, I can assure you, has any control over the ectoplasms, except perhaps for the Queen, but I have yet to find any tangible evidence of truthful testimony for this hypothesis. Be that as it may, Valerie has taken his place on the roof of the library, and although I suppose this could be but a coincidence, it seems that the crowd of phantoms is perambulating the corridors of the same building. I believe this is a perfect mission for you, full of that gratuitous violence in which you seem to be joyfully delighting.
All right, I'm going to the library.
I will follow you.
Was he helping me now? Is he going to fight with me? Seems that the residential area has been attacked by specters. I won't dare go there ever again. Sorry, buddy. Up we go. To the roof. Okay, so now this is unlocked. I hope this isn't a sneaky puzzle. Whoa!
And drawing from the last of his waning forces, he created a library, more beautiful than it had ever been before. As its height pierced the clouds of smoke in the sky, he took his place.
No doubt. No doubt, no doubt. No doubt, no doubt, no doubt. Whoa! Ah, big whale.
Well. What do we have here?
Okay. So it looks like we're going to get to beat the second boss here shortly. I will say, so far, I'm very curious. The characters are not quite as endearing as some of the other games I've been playing, but I'm definitely interested and curious. I want to know so much more about the world, and I will say the combat itself is lacking. But I'm glad they put in an auto feature. If I had to play all of this, I would definitely get bored.
He'd done everything for them, like the most benevolent of guardians. He'd given them peace, security.
Okay, I'm gonna need to do something. We're gonna need to take pictures so that I can read the full story. Whoops, why is Flash on? I remember. There was a cat last night on our rocking chair. Alright, we're gonna go back and take a picture of the first one. We have to assemble the pages. We must assemble the pages so that we can read them all together. More pages. More pages.
This is what we call world building.
One. Ah! Even though I do enjoy the jazz that comes on every time. I do not enjoy the actual battle mechanics. I just enjoy the music. Okay. Go for it. Another one. Ooh, 2 6s? That doesn't make any sense. So I'm beginning to think that there's a chance that I am wrong and that these are clues for codes and are not actually the way the story is meant to be read. So I probably should go back and read the pictures so that you guys are getting the world building. I'm just beginning to think that I'm a dumb dummy. Okay. Yeah, I got it. All right, I'm going to read the story now. So we're going to read the story, and then I will, and then after I read the story, I'll do the code. Drawing from his last of his waning forces, he created the library more beautiful than it had ever been before. As its height pierced the clouds of smoke in the sky, he took his place. He'd done everything for them, like the most benevolent of guardians. He'd given them peace, security, and several means of having fun. Such was the greatness of his generosity. For a while, all was well for all, and they enjoyed the land that had been created for them with a most childish innocence. They were running through the streets, many, amazed by so many, but the dynamics of this world soon escalated into madness. They started to forget their joys, descending in a spiral of fear and mindless worries. They had. As for the Firebird, what? As for the Firebird, he wept on his lonesome throne, saddened by the oblivion into which his subjects had made him fall. They now had time for naught but their own worries. And so the Firebird became a cat, and the cat became a tyrant. Led by his wrath and sadness, he let a gale of ominous spirits rain upon his subjects. His madness blinded him from. And as the specters were destroying the world for him that he had created himself, he sought refuge at the summit of his most wonderful creation, the great library of Bismarck. Okay. 1 is 4. 2 is 9. 3 is 9. 4 is 7. 5 is 1. 6 is 6. 7 is 4. And that's it. Boom jams. We got it. Oh, wait, there's one more. Oh, and then A is 0. Yeah. There remained naught but to await the purifier, the man who would rise up to destroy him. For at the bottom of his soul he knew what he had done was evil. The end. I know what I must do.
Nice view from up here, don't you think? It almost makes me forget that this is only a video game.
What? What'd you say? What's a video game? There's so many things to get. Oh, boy. Okay. Let's see what we've got first. Boink, boink, boink. Nope. Stop. This one. Equip. Let's go ahead and equip. Is the Mycobat stronger? It is. Monday doesn't do... Oh, it protects you from crits? That sounds good. Make sure they don't have anything. Nope. Make sure they don't have anything. Nope. Okay. Okay, now I want to buy things that are going to help me. That would hurt. That would hurt. That would hurt. Oh, that would help. Nope. Okay, that would help them. Well, that would help all three of them. Oopsie. Okay, I think I did everything. Let's go ahead and equip it. Go ahead and equip his stuff here. Cool. Now let's sell all the stuff we don't need. Cool. Okay, now let's go save again because I don't want to do all that work again. I have a feeling we're going to win first try, but hey, you never know, do you? You simply never know. Ooh, that's a creepy symbol. That feels important.
Valerie.
Valerie, that is the name of the cat. You are mistaking me for someone else. I am Japhet the Firebird, guardian of Zone 2. Oh, cease your
Paranoid frenzy, dear brother. Come back to me. Or come back with me to Zone 0. I have built a cellar where we will forget these sad moments.
I am not your brother. I do not even belong to the race of carnivores. Look upon my true face, you poor, foul-smelling cat.
Valerie.
Oh! That was unexpected. Will you not understand? I am not Valerie, but Japhet. I have taken control of your pathetic brother, unable to even chew through a bird to the end. Whatever. Japhet, I'm here to purify you, you who claim to control the specters. I was waiting better. I will not surrender without a fight.
Valerie.
You must understand those fools. They worry only about their own pathetic hassles. I did everything for them. They are like my countless sons. Sometimes it is necessary to punish disrespectful children.
Let's go get a wide angle on him first and foremost. Second boss. Oops. Try and poison him. Freeze all our hard hitters.
I am not a god. I cannot be perfect. Yes, I have sinned. I recognize that, but this task is not that of a mortal.
All right, we're getting a little theological up in here, huh? Oh, he's a bird. Oh, he's a bird. Oh, he's coming out. Ooh, okay. Bird friend is out of the body. Hello, bird friend. You're fine, buddy. Look, hey, you're fine. You're fine.
Very well, Purifier. If such is my destiny, then I am ready to die. But first, prepare yourself to see my true form.
Aw, rad.
I am Japhet, Lord of the Second Zone. I am the Millennial Firebird. Now let us fight. I love BuzzFeed. I invented BuzzFeed News. LOL, so random. Memes. YouTube really do be the best platform, though.
Oh, do I need to scan him again now that he's his true form or whatever? I didn't even think about that. Nope. wasted. Wasted it. Soiled it. See, we're somewhat running out of combat points, but we're still pretty good, I think. Only got one more of those, though. How much damage could he really have left, you know? Gotta be running towards the end. Best reboot is hard. Does Batman count? I counted it. That was my answer this morning, so I answered with Batman Begins. But yes, thank you for drawing out our question of the day. You'll agree. I thought it was a pretty strong answer. Yay! We did it! Wow, so much experience. Level 10. Run with Grace has been acquired. Wow. Oh, he's very dead.
So you have beaten me. You can be proud. You have accomplished your mission better.
Valerie!
You're defeated, Japhet, guardian of the second zone. This land is now pure. Wow. Would you like to save? Absolutely. So now I get to meet Baby again? It is Baby! Hello, Baby. Who are you?
The bird. He left too.
Okay. I really want to know more about you, friendo, because you're real strange. All right, zone 3 it is. Another one. Another day, another dollar, as I always say. Oh, you know what? I want to make some more tea, so we're going to do that real quickly as we look on this cutscene. Smog. Zone 3. I might even take a real quick restroom break. Kuro, you think I should go back to Zone 2? So last time, whenever I beat Zone 1 and I went back to Zone 1, it was, it didn't feel like I should be there. It felt like I was going to late game stuff. But if you think I should go back to Zone 2, then I will. There's no color anymore. Same thing with Zone 1. All the color is gone. Ooh, question marks is interesting. All the people are gone. But there's still fights. Ooh, I wonder if the books say something different. Books aren't even readable anymore. So I didn't do this with Zone 1 because once I run into a baddie, they're so strong that they scared me. But I definitely, like, get it, right? At least I get the idea, even if I don't understand exactly what they're arguing. I definitely don't like the whispering in the background. That's a little spoopy. No baddies have fought me so far. Oh, look at that. A vengeful symbol? I'll take it. Oh, hello. What are you doing?
I'm meowing at the top of my lungs, pretending the echoes belong to someone. Someone I used to know. I am that guy. I am Gautier. It is I, Gautier. Have you seen my dear brother?
Oh, I feel kind of bad for the cat.
I am Gautiering my best.
Rather than go back through all that... Oopsie, nope. Rather than go back through all that stuff, let's see if there's anything else. So do I need to go back to Zone 1 now, Kuro? Or was I right that Zone 1 is like an endgame thing? It just felt very endgamey. I don't know. Don't know how else to describe it. Whoa. That's different. Whoa. Finally a fight. No! I don't like them. They scare me. They scare me. It's like 2,000 damage is so much damage. And there's 2 of them. This is what scared me earlier that just made me think that I'm in the wrong spot. Look at how much damage they do. It took me that long to take down one of them. They almost one-shot me. They killed one of my boys. One of my boys is dead. What if I just got lucky making it all the way to the top? You think so? There's nothing up here? There's just gonna be the same thing? All blocked off. Cat has no face. A color of sadness. Cat has no face. No face cat. Cat with no face. And then I'm guessing this way's gonna be locked too. Nope. Ah! I'm gonna take these free level ups, man, while I can. Oh, okay. There we go. Cool, I got some extra stuff. 3 pieces of golden flesh. I'm still not convinced that Zone 1 is not in-game. Purely because of the door that remains locked. Do you think the sounds in the background are the dudes and they're all hiding in their homes because I destroyed their master or destroyed their like god figure? Man, the color is stark. There's something written here. I'm away for a minute. A1 and M. This feels very purposeful. I'm going to take a picture of this. Can't help but feel like that just feels very intentional. The monorail is free and accessible to all personnel. Sensational, isn't it? Isn't it? Isn't it? Oh. I feel like I need to finish exploring this space, yeah? The plastic is beautiful today. Okay. Are you aware that the position of the cutlery on your plate means something? I am. I took cotillion. I'm bougie like that. A mute specter. Crown of the dead. I love it. I think the tea is ready. Has it been 5 minutes, folks? Surely. By the way, is this music crazy loud? It feels like it got louder in this zone. I had it leveled, but now it feels even louder. Could just be me. A little louder, doesn't it though? I think it's a little louder. I'm gonna bump it down another half. Let me see if that helps. What? What is it? What? No! Don't do that to me. What do I do? What do I do? No, let me away. What? I don't understand. It's just gonna teleport me right back to the beginning, yeah? Maybe I have to leave the crown alive? Don't you teleport me back. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. It did it! No! What? No! Stop this. No! You will stop. All right, let's try and take down everything but the crown. Let's see. I don't know why the crown just seems ominous, doesn't it? We're gonna take down everything but crown. Oh, come on! You guys have got to do some damage. Just bust through them. No! I was wrong. But why? Why? Why won't it let me teleport back? Bye. All right, I guess let's go to a different area. Maybe I haven't gotten something that I need. What's this say? The poster full of stamp marks. Take it. Absolutely. Thank you. I'm so confused. Let's go to area 2. Surely I just don't have something that I need. Whoop. Is that map important? It went so quick. You should not make so little noise when you walk. It's abnormal. Is it? I never noticed. Oh, hello. I will take that. Thank you. Good morning. What's up, H-Man? How we doing? Welcome in, my friend. Oh, okay. Okay. Interesting. Okay, I guess we're going to Area 3. That was a quick one. How's your morning treating you so far, H-Man? Sometimes when I go to sleep, I'm afraid my legs aren't there anymore when I wake up. Yeah. You too, buddy. Oh, come on. It's snowing? Everything's blocked. Been a long one. I overslept and was way late for work. Oof. That's no fun. What? What? What do I do? Does this side offer different options? No. What? What? What do I do? Hang on a second. There's nothing out here. What? So it's got to be something in here. This is the only place left. Oh. Display it when you can by pressing the shift key? No, I'm taking a picture, thanks. No, thank you. I'm taking a picture, actually. Oh, wow. So this is crazy. So this is 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is fine. This is fine. He looks normal and fine. He looks normal and fine and not terrifying at all.
No.
Hello, Ah! He's so weird looking. Hello, buddy. Top of the morning, dear reckless accomplice. I have something changed, anatomically speaking, but you've obviously recognized me at first glance. Me, your friend the judge. What? You sounded like Irish the entire time? You cannot be the judge. Your voice completely changed. Why top of the morning? I thought you sounded like these. Zachary?
No.
Okay, well, he's going back to his normal voice. He's not going to be Jacksepticeye. So my disguise is no match for your piercing and unforgiving eyes. Pablo isn't in great shape at the moment. I'm going to replace him for a while. Moreover, I'll immediately go on to search for more obscure clues that I'll take pleasure in sparing revealing details to you in deconstructed form. We're going to have fun, you and I.
No.
Would you go take a look around the dormitories in the meantime? I have heard that the specters there were quite active.
You know what? I will. But not because I want to. Okay. So I got to find another 1. But how do I get there? Okay. At least I understand the puzzle now. That's why it kept teleporting me back to the beginning. The crown was a good theory. The crown was a good theory. I stand strong on that. But is it going to let me get all the way over to that other one? I'm very concerned. We'll see. We'll see how this works. So, I mean, I've definitely tried this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm here. 1. Now I go straight up. Now tell me, do you really want to love me forever? Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Or are we caught in a hit and run? Let your jubilance guide you and you'll avoid the specters easily. I don't know about jubilance, my dude. All right, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 8, 9. Boom. Boom jams. We did it. Memo, there are no specters under the mattresses. I don't believe you. Because you had to say something? Yeah, I'm not hiding anything, promise. You're hiding something. Show me. Show me what you're hiding. Memo, do not forget to make your bed when you get up. There's no need to fear. No one wishes you harm. Okay. Oh! Who are you? Are you specters? You're not evil, right? Of course not. You're our friends. Oh, this isn't a serious injury. I'm sure of it. Ah! Oh, he real dead. Taste my holy wrath, corrupt souls. Man, they really went gnarly on that guy, huh? All right. I mean, I just kind of stood there. I could have helped. I could have helped sooner. More than capable, really. So I'm missing some numbers for the next route. And I feel like that's gonna get me in trouble. May salvation be yours, children of evil. People behave very strangely around here. I should go talk to Zachary about it. Memo, it is forbidden to take the dessert to bed. Aw, dessert. He's dead. Like I didn't know, dude. Thought there might be more to glean from that, but alright. Oh, that's a treasure box. Boink. Thank you. I was really hoping for more stamps. I was really counting on some more stamps. Man. Alright, well, back to the beginning. Do I need to talk to Zachary next, I guess? Did he introduce himself as Zachary from the beginning? I thought he was just the judge. When did I learn he was Zachary? And I gotta say, Zachary looks very similar to our shopkeep. I gotta go out on a limb there and acknowledge that. It just feels a little sus. Feels a little sus. All right. Whoop. Back to the beginning. Let's go see if Zachary's still in the same spot. Hopefully. Has he talked to us before? I feel like he hasn't talked to us before. Maybe I'm wrong. I just can't help but feel like he hasn't. Oh! Your lunch break must not exceed 2 hours. Be careful. Chew your meat well, or you will not get any dessert. How can you have your pudding?
No.
So, Jack, how is your investigation of the dormitories going?
It seems the people here aren't afraid of specters.
Oh, not afraid of the ectoplasms. That's very odd indeed. I must admit that I have very few customers around here, so I'm not up to date on local customs. Maybe you'll do well to see Area 2. They call it the treatment rooms.
No.
Okay.
It's simple. You just have to take the underground monorail. Let's have a race there too. If you get there first, I'll give you an item for free. Hey, by the way, you've only visited the western dorms. Perhaps you should explore the eastern ones before heading off to Area 2.
I can't get there, though. I can't get there. Are you serious? I'm worried you're serious, but I can't get there. I need more stamps. Zachary and Judge are not the same person? Oh, no! So I gave him the wrong voice. Well, I'll go back to the Irish voice then. I don't know how to get to the other dorms until I get the other stamp pad. Unless this is a stamp pad. He's not. Alright, we're going to Area 2. I feel like I owe him a Jacksepticeye voice.
Too bad, dear Jack. I've arrived before you. At the same time, this was scripted. You had no choice to pull it off. But look, here's an item to help you forget the pains and sorrows of such a bitter and irrevocable defeat. Golden flesh has been found. I'll leave you now to search the area. If you find something suspicious, don't hesitate to let me know as soon as possible.
Who is that? Who is Zachary? Who are you? If you do not work your regular work hours daily, you will not get any dessert. Do your job well and you'll be rewarded. Do your job well and you'll be rewarded.
Meow.
So what's new? Nothing. You don't need another stamp pad? So did I do something wrong? I definitely just, I see 07 or 06789. Oh, I get it. Okay, I'll go back after I talk to him. I see what I did.
Meow.
All right, come back when you have fresh news then. I'll be back soon. I was looking at the wrong one. I was looking at the green path instead of the first path. I think I can only pull it up when I'm in that room. I see now. He said to do this before coming to see him, so I guess I'm going to do it. I don't know what I'm going to get, but we're going to find out. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, I didn't talk to him. Phantoms aren't evil. You don't need to be afraid. No! Oh, it's so picky. All right, that's fine. We'll take the hex beam. We'll take the hex beam. All because I wanted to talk to that guy. He wasn't even worth talking to. Okay. Okay. Back to the start. Go ahead. Go ahead. I know. I know you're sending me back. Wrong. Okay. Yes, I know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. The cleaning chore is assigned based on your employee number. I believe Zone 3 is the best place in the whole world. I love the cafeteria food. Yes, I love it a lot. Yes. Do not attack the specters. They will not attack you. Not true. The director told us that the specters are nice. It must be true. It's not true. Hello, new friend. Epsilon. Welcome to the team, buddy. Have sweet dreams at night.
No. You're not my dad. You're not my dad. You can't tell me what to do. You're not my dad.
I'm glad I went back. That was definitely worth it. And Epsilon's another beefy boy. Yeah, boy. Now we got it. Wah. Okay, Area 2. Area 1 has been conquered. I'm back, Zachary. I'm back, not cat. Not cat friend. I should make a bit of money too, after all. So it is the guy. It is the guy. Okay. Why does his face look different in certain pictures? His face looks real different in the other one, doesn't it? In this one? Why his face looks so different? He the same guy?
Meow.
He's the same guy? I don't know about that. I don't know if he went with silly fella. What is this? Some Majora's Mask nonsense going on here? All right. Well, I guess I'm gonna call him Zachary, and Zachary's now Irish. Okay. I already have the Michael bat. The hidden symbol looks pretty strong. Nope. I already have the tunic. That's defensive 3. Wow. That's a lot of credits. Whoa! Go ahead and equip those things. Oh, he doesn't have a defensive item too. Okay, I need to go buy one. Oh, there's just one for the batter? Oopsie. All right, well. Tough. Okay. I haven't been using the, like, straight upgrades, and I wonder if I should. Whoopsie, I didn't mean to save in a different save slot. Well, that's just the way that is now. I just flip a switch. Beep, beep. If I pierced the pipes, I could make some of it come out, but if it broke loose, I would never get any of it again. What? Hey, you have a hat. That's the first time I've seen one of them in a hat. No, it's not, right from the beginning. The director said if we work properly, we'll keep getting it. All the better. One should work their job wholeheartedly. Hey, listen, you guys. Can we stop playing? Can we stop playing the pronoun game? I just flipped the switch. Yoicks! Oh! Whoa! You guys look real strange. Von Gacy. Unrestrained haircut. I mean, I'd say. Something's out of control. I don't know if that's hair or what, but it's out of control. Nice. Okay, that didn't appear to change anything. Hey-o. No? Okay. Oh boy, now that we got 3 friends, we're going through things quick, huh? So I thought maybe if I turned that one off, it would do all the things I wanted. But it didn't. Okay, I think I've tried all the possible options. So, maybe we should go ask our friend. Okay. Maybe we should fight and then go ask our friends. We'll do this fight and then we'll go talk to Jacksepticeye about it.
No.
So what's new?
No.
Nothing. All right, come back when you have fresh news. All right, that was actually what I like to call in the biz, no help. So, let's look for clues, I guess. All the pipes are connected to that. No, 1 pipe connected up to here, 2 pipes connected down to there. I don't know. Maybe I didn't need to turn that one off. Maybe I was off base with that. Okay. Okay. I definitely did that combination. I could have sworn, but I guess I'm wrong. Yeah, I think there's a problem with the dessert. My portion today isn't as big as usual. Sorry. Hate that for you, bud. Working is a pleasure every day. Hey-o. Okay. Start with this one. And do this one. And do this one. What's up? What's it doing? Is it moving? Okay. Let's see. I definitely saw a treasure chest that I want to go get from. Boink, boink, boink. Come here. Nice. I did it. Oh no! Oh no! What was its name? Oh, come on. Haircut. It had a bad haircut. I don't remember. Blah, 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 blah. Man, okay. Dang it. I didn't know I had to write down names. Von Gacy, that's right. Von Gacy. Silly game. Silly old bear. All right, here we go. Whoa! Okay. What are these piles of sand? No, no! The sugar. It's sugar. Don't touch the sugar. Get out, specters! Out, out! You want to eat our sugar too? Okay. Oh, okay! All right. Man, these guys are gnarly. Calvary burnt. Sugar-deprived employee of Vesper. No, we must protect the sugar. You did not.
Meow.
Smells awfully good in here, without doubt. That is due to these piles of immaculate white and granular powder. It resembles sugar. I think it is sugar.
Seems so.
Well, that is quite surprising. I didn't think I'd find such an ingredient in this place. Maybe we'll find answers for this in Area 3. Logic obliges us to start with a third before trying a final one. We are in a video game. Need to remind you. Let's do things in a constructive way. Well, go on. I'll meet you again over there. Hurry.
Meow.
By the way, I suggest you be careful on your way back. People seem to be feeling under the weather. They even appear to be in a bad mood.
Meow.
Understood. See you later.
Well, I'm going to be talking to every single person I see. I don't think it's sanitary to just have piles of sugar just stacking around. Oh, there's too much white in my head. I was right. Okay, so it looks like all the employees are correct right now. That's fun. It's always fun and exciting stuff. Okay, Google, remind me to order lunch at 11:30. No, don't forget. And now all of your Google Homes will also remind you to remind me about lunch. Okay, so I'm going to avoid these baddies. Unless I just need the extra experience, which I don't feel like I do. Oopsies. Oopsies. Door's locked. Okay. That's fine. This is fine. Okay.
Okay, I didn't expect the door to actually lock behind me, believe it or not. I didn't actually expect that, but okay, here we go. This is fine, I'm fine. Okay. Goodbye. Or am I not properly doing my job of purging? Oh well. Well, that's just too bad. Are you okay? Yeah, you're fine. It was truly just the workers. Whoop. All right, Area 3 it is. We're making some fine headway. And this place has it snowing. Very appropriate for the Yuletide season. Oh, I don't think it's snow. Whoopsie doopsie. Me thinks it might be acid rain. Sure. Heyo, what? What is this? What is this? Okay. Game of the Mortal Fall. Catch 10 add-ons before the timer runs out so the batter doesn't die in a bloody crash. Be careful about the phantoms. If you touch 3 of them, you lose. Press enter to begin. Are you yoking right now? Uh-oh. I'm really not winning. I'm not doing very well. I'm not doing very well at all. Hope this game is real long. Okay, I still got another minute. Oh no! So I can't just chill. Man, you really gotta be right on him, huh? Gee willikers. Ah, no! Tumas. Tumas. We did it! Victory! That was wild. I wasn't expecting that at all. Ooh. Oh, I'm getting Everhood vibes now. The sugar. The sugar into the pipe. The sugar into the pipe. Into the pipe. You're fine. Oh. You. What? Where did you come from? I'm the batter. I jumped down the chimney. No. What is this place? You're fine? You're going to tell me a story right now, bro? You're here in the sugar ovens of Vesper in the north of Zone 3. Yeah, this is fine. Here, we burn the corpses of people who've died, and thanks to an ingenious system of piping, transform the vapor into sugar. I do not want the sugar anymore. I have decided the sugar is not tasty. I have decided that just now. Just now. No reason. The pipes which traverse the factory walls direct it to the treatment rooms, where it's washed and purified from the remaining ashes. Soylent. Oh no, Kuro! No! Then the sugar is distributed to all employees as a reward for the work they deliver every day. Well, didn't they say the desserts were getting smaller? So does that mean that less people are dying? Or are they running out of people to die? It's a secret element. The fifth element. Bruce Willis. And the most important. They're all the most important. The most important element is people? Because without sugar, people would no longer bear reality. And they would go mad. Who's responsible for this? Are you? You bringing me sugar? No. The director is responsible. He's in Area 4. Okay. He's dead. He's dead. It's a pile of dead people. Another pile of dead people. This is Nevin. Lit by corpses. What's up, Perry? What great timing you have, my friend.
What fantastic timing. The sugar, the sugar, the sugar, the sugar. Use the pipes. Jump. Yeah. Oh, good. I was really worried it was going to make me do the thing again. Oh, goodness gracious. You scare me half to death. He spooked me. He spooked me. That was an unintentional jump scare. I'm here. I'm here. Welcome, check. What's up? Another scene? See you, Kuro. You're here in the sugar ovens of Esper in the north of Zone 3. I know, that's already been explained to me. Ah.
Meow.
All the better, all the better. That certainly buys us some time. I must purify this zone's guardian. Of course, that's a given. I have an access card for the monorail. Let's hurry to Area 4 to meet that mysterious director. I've got a bad feeling it might be you. I just got a sneaking suspicion. It might be you. Stop fidgeting, we'll be there soon.
Meow.
Stop fidgeting, we'll be there soon. 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 Stop fidgeting. Attention. Or hang on, we got the perfect voice for this, huh? Yeah, we got the perfect voice.
Attention, attention. Obstacle detected. Vehicle is unable to move forward.
Oh, it seems there's a slight problem. Would you take a look outside while I keep watch? Oop. And I... Oop. You fine, buddy? What are you doing in the middle of the tracks? Your face looks real long. It's... What? What? Buddy. Critic burn. Sugar deprived employee of Vespers. I mean, I guess. That's what I look like whenever I'm missing sugar too. Oh my goodness. It looks like Zim. Help. Oh, he's saying help. That's what they were trying to say this entire time. Look, I got some candy here. Do you want some candy? I have some candy canes around. It's about the best I can offer you. Bye, buddy. Oh, that was the obstacle. I did it. Someone's blocking the path. Oh.
Obstacle disappeared. The monorail is going to redepart. Please be careful during departure.
Meow.
This time I'll be going on ahead. We'll meet up again later. Take care of yourself. I'm real worried it's you, Zachary. I'm just real worried it might be you, buddy. That's a very normal looking door for this game. I don't like how tall your eyes are. My legs sting me. Ooh. Okay, you're a cool design. Now that one I can get behind. Pastel burnt. It feels real loud again. We're gonna cut it down another knock. It just looks real loud on the spectrometer there. Oh, there's a little baby in his face. Where did the little baby in his face come from? What was that all about? Where? Get the little baby out of his face! I'm worried I need to stop autoing. I feel like I need to attack just the little baby face next time it comes out. That's what it was. Just need to attack the baby face. The city belongs to us. Music box. Hello. Hello. You seem kind. What was that third option there? That was weird. I'm just real worried it's going to be Zachary, dude. I'm just worried. I don't want to fight Zachary. He's been around for so long. He's a friend. He's a pal. He's a pal friend. He's a pal friend. I don't want pal friend to go. I don't want to say bye to pal friend. I have nothing but beautiful good things on me, so buy something, my friend. It would be ironic if he sells me the things that kill him. Oof. He's offering me so many things. Holy moly. That's gonna take all my monies. I guess I gotta go grind. Or I guess I could sell some of this stuff. I don't really need all these extra things. But I don't think they're worth very much. Man, it's also expensive. The only thing I can't afford is the thing that I need 4 of. Holy moly. Ooh, silence even better than aggressive. Okay. Maybe I'll at least be able to afford 1. Maybe even 2. Just 1. Stop. Man, that's a big jump, though. Holy moly. That was a huge jump. All right. Well, we got to grind then. I got to have those things. Maybe I need to go back to the factory and grind to get the rest of those guys. All right, let's see what we can do. I guess I should have taken them down. That may have been a hoopsie. Piece of golden flesh. See, I wonder if I can sell these things. I wonder if those things are worth something. So I'm just finding all these things without any real rhyme or reason, you know? But it's going to take at least 15 of those fights. That's 2 down, so I guess I have 13 more to go. That's a lot of fights. It's a Vigi game. Enter my password. Oh. It's obviously up, down, left, right, B, A. Start! Oh, come on! We all know. You should at least get a special code. Right, so now we need 12 more. 12 more of these types. Making our way. Making our way towards affording the cool thing. What is all this flesh? Speaking of sugar, don't mind if I do. Is that a brick wall? I think it might be. I didn't realize Wile E. Coyote was in the building. Weird game, dude. This whole game has been so weird. And if I'm saying it, it's weird. 'Cause I'm weird. What? Oh, I see. Whoa! Yeah. Hey, hey! I like that he put a important clues to note. Hey, dummy! Hey, dummy! Write this down. Okay, I think I will. All right, I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go ahead and say it because it's been a little while. Hey, doofus! Make sure you take note of this. This is important. This is important, you big pile of nerves. Come on. Take note. Oop. Oh, it's Zachary. Hey, buddy.
Oh, what do we have here? Wouldn't that be a music box? I must admit that I'm highly interested in this object. To acquire it is very near and dear to my heart. Would you agree to entrust it in exchange for me for a valuable clue? Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful. What a smoothly conducted deal this was. Now open your ears widely and listen attentively to this welcome advice of mine. In this game's
Oh, not this. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me, game. In this game's folder inside your file browser, there's a README file. Its name is not innocent. I actively advise you to read it assiduously. That's all. Oh, hey, it's one shot. Would you look at that? Thank you for having downloaded off. All your comments, remarks, bug reports, and criticisms are welcome. Don't hesitate to contact me directly to let me read them. Check the contact section at the end of this file. Instructions. To launch the game, do this. Error message still doesn't work. Playing the game, arrow keys, escape or 0, enter space, F4 full screen. The font off is written in is unreadable. Well, that sucks. I've done everything I could to solve this problem. Try installing profont.fun into okay. Don't understand the Batum system. There's a tutorial. Can you access Alma? Close this. What? Oh! Are there any secret codes to unlock stuff? He gave me the code. Cool. All right. We'll need that soon. Man, so I gave him the music box though. Can I unload my save and get the music box back? What if I need that later? I guess I'm gonna live with my choice for now. Friday has been found. Sure it has. And why wouldn't it be? Oh man. Alright, well I have the secret code at least. I don't know why I need it. I don't know what it's gonna gain me access to. And I'd like to make sure that I'm fully prepared before I do it. So I'm gonna do the grindy grind until I get there. Although I'm admittedly, I think I might have beaten all the bosses here. Nope, I have not. Good, they respawn. Wunderbar! Wunderbar! Man, I just love games like this so much. I don't know why, but just the feeling of having to go check a file in my computer like makes my heart race. Why is that? What is that? Psychologically, what is happening? Like, why does that experience of subverted expectation do so much for my brain? Why does it give my brain such a tickle? All right, how do I check my money? 3,500, that's not enough. I still need another K. Maybe there's bosses up here? Nope. They really do just beat a game. All right, let's take them down. We got a bunch of baddies to beat. Uh-oh. They don't respawn. Oh, no. I need them to respond. I don't know what I can sell and what I can't sell. I got plenty of luck tickets. They're 20 credits each. That's just not enough. Can I sell? It's worth so much. Why is it worth so much? I'm so tempted. I'm so tempted, but I'm not going to do it. All right, I guess I got to go take down those baddies back at the first spot. So off we go. To the area prior we go. Hi ho, hi ho. To the area prior we go. Back to the factory to pwn some noobs. And hopefully make exactly $1,000. Wait, wrong area. To the area prior to the area prior. The food we eat before we eat our food. That is a Jim Gaffigan joke circa 2003. Uh-oh. Oh no. I've done stepped in it, y'all. I done goofed. Unless there's baddies just chilling here. Okay, good. Woo! I was worried I done goofed. What's up, Kuro? We're making money. We're grinding. That's not a lot of money. Okay. We gotta beat 4 of them. We came up a little short on the moolah needed. But I think it's worth it because it's like 20 defense points. That's a pretty sizable amount of defense. Okay, dos más. Uh-oh, maybe not. He's gonna be worthless by himself. I'm cold. Man, he messed up my flow. Cozy mode. Cozy mode. They weren't supposed to throw 1 at me. So I really want to know what happens when you sell the photo of Zachary. Because I saw you could do it for 500, and I really thought about it, but then I got scared. We have learned now that there's a README file, Kura. That was what you missed. So I've got to... I know the code, and I know what I need to do with it. I just want to make sure that I have enough money to have bought all the defensive items. That way I'm sitting pretty in a spot to take on what I assume is going to be the boss of this world, which I also am assuming is Zachary. I saw that. I had the stream up to watch, just couldn't hear. I saw you laugh, though. Yeah, it got me. It got me. Another one-shot. Or are you talking about the photo? Yeah. I also laughed at the fact that I had to go check the file folder, regardless of which one you saw. This game goofing. This game goofing on me. New boot goofing. Alright, that should be plenty. We'll check just to make 150% sure, but I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure I should have 4,500. I do. Let's go. Let's do it. Now we can get the upgrades, and then we can enter the secret code. Up, down, left, right, BA, start. I should have saved before giving him the music box. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Kept a different save file and seen what happened. Okay. Yay! The good news is we do make a little bit of our money back, because we can go sell the things now. Ooh. We're going to give that to Alpha. I give Alpha all the best stuff. Okay. We're going to go save, and then we're going to go put in the secret code. Secret tunnel. Secret code. Off we go. Oh, which room was it in? I low-key forgot it was in a room. Is that right? Is it in a room? I did not remember being in a room. Maybe I'm in the wrong spot. I might just be in the wrong spot. I believe I am. What? I could have sworn it was over here. Maybe it was just straight up at the top? That's it. Okay, secret code time. Secret code. Down, left, up, right, ZJ, BDB, start. Okay, so we're going to do down, left, up. Whoopsie. Why is it covered in blood, though? Huh? What do you think that's about? Right. Z is up. J is left. And we can't use the start button because it's molded shut with blood. B, D, B. Oh, no, we can do start. Access to the lower level authorized. Cool. No doubt. I don't mind the blood-rusted SNES controller. Doesn't bother me. Doesn't bother this guy. Not gonna find this guy being bothered. Executive Suite's note. You should not be here. And yet, here I am. You should not be here. 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 And yet here I am. 5, 3, what? 5. Oh, I see. I understand the puzzle. 3. 6, yes. 2, yes. 5, yes. 8. And C. Oh, brilliant, brilliant, yes. Save. All right. SNES controllers aren't complete without a blood. A single blood. Okay. Hey, Zachary, are we fighting? Can we not? Can we not fight, though? I don't want to fight you. I like you. I like you and I find you interesting and I want to know more about you. I don't want to fight you. What a strange room. What a strangely shaped room. Why are we in all these strangely shaped rooms, you think? You're not Zachary. You're just a big happy fella. You look a little bit like a Pokemon. Who are you? I'm the batter. I've come to purify you, Mr. Director. Purify? Well, that's ridiculous. Nothing justifies his resting measure. It was the Queen who sent you, wasn't it? Obviously, it was the Queen. It must have been her. Be it as it may, I refuse. It's not a question of choice. You're the monstrous master of this horrible factory. I'm here to make you atone for your sins. Monstrous? Horrible factory? This is my fortress of happiness, my defense against the specters. The people here were happy before the phantoms arrived. Incidentally, I still don't understand why the dead aren't disappearing. The dead? Oh yes, the phantoms. Kingpin looks more cheerful. He do be Kingpin, though. They're the souls of dead people. As the thought never occurred to you, it's only logical. But you have nothing to do with the phantoms? Of course not. I'm Enoch, the guardian of Zone 3. My role, like that of all guardians, consists of modeling the energy sent by the Queen Mother to shape a solid context. I'm the living engine of Zone 3. What's up, Tsunami Gaming? How we doing? The Queen relies on us to create living spaces for the people. We're a little like gods, drawing from the infinite power of the sun to sculpt our worlds into nothingness, or Superman. I love that metaphor. Yes, like gods, precisely. You demented child of evil. The last grain of sand has fallen through the hourglass of your life. Certainly not. No matter your physical strength, you cannot withstand my excess weight. Oh! No! Fear me like the menacing shadow of your imminent extinction. I had a feeling. So I'm gonna have to run. Look at his little hands. I love his little hands. Why? I guess let's at least check him, yeah. Why, dude? Why with the little hands? Why? Hellfire, he's monstrous. I am somewhat exceptional. I think that exceptionally flight is the only option. No kidding? Okay. He's far too strong. The option of the coward shall be ours for once. Flee quickly! So now we gotta run away. This guy's sturdier than expected. We'll have to find another way to purify him. Yeah! In the shadow of the valley of death, you shall fear the apostle of darkness. I'll kill you, batter. You shan't. You shan't do anything of the sort, sir. You shan't indeed. Whoa!
You won't get away this time, you pathetic little thug. Prepare yourself to join the phantoms.
Fortunately for you, I've beaten Sans Undertale. This director is fast and very robust. We'll have to be inventive to get rid of him. Okay. When did we start a fight against Goofy? Listen, he's a goofy guy. You saw his little hands. You saw his little tiny hands. He's goofy. He's a goofy little fella. Uh-oh. Where'd the color go? Oh, no. You're going to tell me somebody with that little hands doesn't sound exactly like that? Okay, so this is where I got the music box to the guy. All these doors were definitely not locked before. You've convinced me. Yes! Another victory one. Okay. Why is this part in black and white? Did I purge it? Is this part considered purged? Interesting. Oh no! Pet! Pathetic whippersnapper! Cold water eel! I had to drag my body filled to the brim with fat substances through the pipes of my own domain. It was difficult and humiliating, but I'll devour your hopes for survival like a little sugar cube. With relish. Pitiful idiot. You've tired yourself, exhausting your strength without taking your poor endurance into account. My duty is now within my clairvoyant hand's reach. Now I can He's still got little hands. Contemplate the absurdity of the situation. You're just a puny pest that I will crush in no time at all. The game over is nigh, batter. I don't think it is. I think I got this. Am I gonna pop his head? Reminds me of the Tim Burton Mr. Penguin. Yeah, 100%. I think I'm gonna burst his head open because just the model whenever it flashes definitely looks like that, and I'm just thinking that seems likely. Just picking up on that vibe, you know. Look at how little we are. I didn't even notice us down there. I thought he was just there. Look at us. We're little tiny babies. We're as big as his hands. Oh, no. What a goofy fight. Man, this guy's got some strong attacks with that abstract tragedy. Unfortunately, I'm out of it now. I wonder how much damage he has. He just keeps going. Thank you for the laughter. Hey, you're very welcome. We're always laughing here. All right. Especially when we play ridiculous games like this. This may have been my favorite boss so far. I liked the Phoenix's design, but this guy's just such a goofy guy. A real goofy Gus. Well, hang on, we have somebody that's poisoned? Uh-oh. I didn't even notice that. How much health does he have, dude? We've been fighting forever. feel like I need to save that home run for healing. Fascinating, dude. How much? How long can he hold on? His sprite hasn't even changed. Uh-oh. 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 Hang on. Hang on. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, boy. No, no. How long? Oh, no! Am I supposed to be doing something? I'm worried I'm not doing something that I'm supposed to be doing. Oh. Well, that was good timing. That was good timing. Ooh. I did it. Oh, no! Whoa! The batter achieved level 15. Okay. So, the hero has destroyed the beast. But do you know just what you've done? This zone, deprived of its guardian, is now destined to disappear. And the people who live here, whether they deserve it or not, to fall in nothingness without hope of return. You're defeated, Enoch, guardian of the third zone. This land is now pure. Bye-bye. He's fine. I'm sure he's fine. Oh, what was that? Okay, so one shot definitely taking some inspo from off. Yep. Yep. What's that now? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What is the room? Are we what's up now? Why is it in red? Yeah. Yeah, this seems fine. We're gonna go back to zone 3, just make sure that we don't need anything there. We're gonna just make sure. Oh, I did not heat her. Oh, hi, Mark. Have you guys seen that he's on Twitch? Like most of the time. If you haven't had a chance to follow him on Twitch, he is streaming most of the time. It's like a 24/7 airing of the room and then little bits and specials that he's done around it. It's very quiet. It's super quiet. Uh-oh. Oh, hello there. You guys are cute. Y'all are cute. You're cute and definitely not dissection babies. Little dissection cherubs. It's fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. Wait. A consistent theme of 2022, Nate fighting and or kidnapping babies. Yep, that's pretty much my life now. You guys are real tough. I don't want to lose. It's not my fault they keep dividing by 0. I think we need to get the heck out of Dodge. I'm gonna go check where that guy was not hiding anything. Oh no! Oh no, we're dead. Oh no, we have so many dead people. Oh no. Oh dear. Hold up. Hold up! Hold up, I said! Hold up, I said! I said hold up! He's asleep. Hold up, I said. Hold up, I said. I said hang on a second. dear. Oh no. Oh no. Come on! Why? How are they so tough? Oh, gee willikers. No. I just want to know what he was hiding. It looked like an SMP. I forget which one. Yeah, everything in this looks like an SMP. And they're all terrifying. And they do so much damage. How? How can they survive so much? I've nearly gone through all my fortune tickets. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. The good news is we got incredible amounts of experience. We're going to heal. I know I have things that revive people. There it is. We're going to heal everybody. I haven't used these a single time, so I don't mind using them now. Nice. Okay, let's hope we can survive long enough to go look at the thing and then get out of here. Hey, he was hiding something after all. Get me out of here. Okay. Hey, buddies. Okay, we're gonna start hitting hard. We're gonna hit hard and fast. How do I know if they're blinded? Like that. Oh! 27 HP! Out of where, dude? Holy moly. What's up, bro? I'm gonna need Omega to wake up. Wake up, Omega! No! Oh boy. Oh man. No! This is so hard. Why is it so hard? No, dude. It's unreasonably difficult. It is unreasonably difficult. Ay, ay, ay. All right, well, the good news is we didn't waste all those items, I guess. Just for a bunch of jokers. Not really worth the time. But that's fine. Chapter 5, The Room. Have there been chapters this whole time? When were there chapters? It's definitely just been zones. Since when? Has it said chapter every time? I swear it has. We're fine. We're fine. We're fine. Whoa. Oh, it's bed. Oh. I know these pictures. Do I take a picture of them? I'm going to. This feels fine. Oh! Swell. Hey, you. Oh, that's not right. I don't like this place very much. It's a good thing that Papa is here. You are like Papa. You lie. Today we played together. He gave me a comic. He told me I was ill, so I take pills. What is this, milk inside a bag of milk? Are we inside a bag of milk all of a sudden? Oh boy. Oh, yeah, it's fine. Hey, it's Monokuma.
Ooh, it's not Monokuma. Ooh, boy.
That ain't Monokuma to me. Oh, no, it's a bunch of tandem mouse. All right. Yeah, this is fine. It's fine, dude. I'm all good. We're all good in the head. We got this. I'm definitely not real scared of them. Man, that multiple attack is big time. Epsilon is OP. Yeah. Okay. Alrighty. Hello, Winky Face. Good to see you again. Oh, good. It's a door. No, that's fine. It's inanimate. You gonna talk about this, buddy? I feel like you might have a problem, Batter. Do we need to talk? Ooh. Ooh, what's happening? Ooh, boy. Okay. Oh, the art style. So sorry, I got alert. Get to the next zone chapter. We'll see you, Tsunami Gaming. Thanks for hanging out with us. Appreciate you. Oh, it's getting weird. All right. It's getting weird. What does it say on the side? Battle time. It's handwriting now. Okay. Oh, that's fine. I'm here for it. Did my alarm go off? Where was my reminder? I need to order lunch. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. Is it the same room? Just got a feeling. Yep. Dope. Dope. Endless hallway, huh? Papa said we'll play outside tomorrow. Okay, Papa. Chapter 4, I had 3 friends. What is happening? What is happening? I gotta order lunch. Oh my goodness. And I want to play the game. We can't leave off here. We can't just leave here. I've only got 13 minutes left to stream. Oh boy. Oh boy. What are we gonna do? What do I even want to eat? Do I want Wendy's? Wendy's sounds good. Or do I want Zaxby's? Zaxby's sounds better. I'm gonna do Zaxby's. Oh man. I'm so into it now. Where's my wings and things? I want my wings and things. Zaxby's is all right. I like Zaxby's. I'm a fan. Hang on. This is the content you're here for, right? This is the content. This is what makes the dream work. Boneless wings and things. We're gonna do the teriyaki style, with ranch. Meow, 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 meow. You may have to leave off here. Oh, you think so? What's up, Recursive? I've only got 12 minutes left on stream. Do I need to call it? I'm very excited. I'm very curious, and I really want to keep playing. There are more than 12 minutes left of the game. Yeah, we'll definitely pick it up next week if there's more left. The question is there 12 minutes between now and the next save? There's only like 10 minutes. Might be good to do the next part in a large chunk. I agree. So leave it here. I don't know if I can go back and save. Okay, good. I can. Okay. So we'll finish off the next time we get together, it sounds like. But this will be where we leave it for today. Does that sound wise to everyone here? That's what we can do. It sounds like Recursive knows the game. And Off also knows, or Kura also knows the game. So if you guys both are saying probably leave it here, then I'm going to leave it here. Hey, thanks for the follow. So what we'll probably do, how much would you guesstimate is left in the game? If you had to guess. I hope you're having fun with this wacky thing. It is wacky, and I am having fun. I'm definitely enjoying the experience overall. But it is a wild, goofy time. All right. My food has been placed. Because here's another thing to consider. If it's like less than 30 minutes, then I can finish it. I can stay. You'd say a little less than an hour. Yeah, that's probably too much then. I do have a hard out at 12:30, so I wouldn't be able to do any longer than that. Ah, man, at least 40 minutes. So if I booked it, I could finish it, but I don't want to book it. I want to enjoy it. So what we'll probably plan to do is next Tuesday, we'll have our Variety Tuesday stream just like usual. But what we'll do is we will, whatever game we vote on, we'll play after we beat Off. So we'll win Off first. We'll successfully complete the game. And then we'll play whatever the Variety Tuesday people vote for. That sounds good to me. Yeah, I'm definitely enjoying it. I'm definitely into it. I'm very curious about it. I want to know more. It's very strange. You know what I might do? I'm going to go read the README. That's what we can do with the rest of our time. So he answers a bunch of questions in the README. Let's whoa. Let's go see what the README says. Can you access Alma, close this file, and play to find out? I don't understand the story at all. That's more or less normal. Things may become clearer as the game progresses, but I can't guarantee it. Are there any secret codes? I did. Will there be a sequel? We're thinking about it. I doubt it, huh? Because this came out a while back, yeah? How do you unlock the secret ending? Whistle, whistle. What does FAQ Q&A mean? It means funfair and questions, and it means question and a answer. What does DARPA mean? Department of Armament Research and, well, something like that, I think. But this question has nothing to do with Off anyway. Can I use your graphics resources? Help yourself. On the other hand, please avoid making games that are set in the same world as Off. We have a backstory we'd like to exploit to the core. Can I use your music in my game? That's a more delicate issue. Contact Elias Conrad Coldwood first, please. About the music, I noticed some of the loops aren't perfect. They are perfect. It's just the RPG Maker that doesn't like us. I'm stuck. I wrote a walkthrough. Can't you see that French is a horrible language? An English version is expected to arrive in the foreseeable future. Still, let me tell you that you have absolutely no taste. Information on the English version can be found here. That's what we're playing. I have another question, but I'm afraid of getting in contact with you because you seem like a bizarre fellow. I left my email address below. Don't hesitate to contact me. I'd be happy to answer your question. Very interesting. I'm very concerned about the fact that I gave him the music box. I don't know if maybe I shouldn't have given him the music box. It's all very strange. But I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I'm curious about it. I'm excited to play more, to experience the rest of the story, figure out what exactly is going on. It's definitely weird. It definitely checks the weird box well. I think it's strange that the world saps away. Let's see if I can make a prediction. The problem is that I have no idea who the batter is. I can't even make a prediction. We're getting this weird Papa stuff out of nowhere. And so is the batter the baby? Is the baby someone completely different? We didn't see the baby whenever we beat the big old boy. So what's the deal with that? Why do we not see the baby again? Am I going to reach the baby when I'm done with what I'm doing? Am I going to have to kill the baby? I don't want to kill the baby. As Perry has already pointed out, we've done more than enough of that on these streams. Maybe I have to kill the baby, but the baby is me, and this is a looper situation. And the final frame is Joseph Gordon-Levitt with Bruce Willis's face staring at me saying, you just played off. You played the game off. And that's how the game ends. The end. I'm Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and I say, the end. I'm Joseph Gordon Bruce Willis, and I say, this is the end of off. Congratulations. Thanks for playing. I don't know. I'm so confused. I want to know so many things, and I'm very excited to finish it. So we'll finish it on Tuesday. We definitely wouldn't do a bonus stream tomorrow. I have far too much to do. How'd you know Bruce Willis sponsored this game? I know! It was just a crazy guess. Crazy off-the-wall guess. I'm definitely not reading the wiki. Joseph Gordon Bruce Willis loves video games. Loves the video game world. Man, I gotta figure it out. Man, I wish there were less time left in the game. I wish there were like 20 minutes left in the game and I would finish it, but rats. That's okay. That's okay. I got plenty to get to and plenty of stuff on the docket, so we'll call it when we call it. And any other theories that I have. I'm glad I didn't have to use the walkthrough even once. I pulled the walkthrough up and I was like, maybe I'll have to use it, but nope. Nary a single time. I see. So interesting. So I wonder if I should go through the pure zones. You're really good at this game's puzzles? Hey, thanks. I love games like this. So whenever I get the opportunity to do puzzles like this, it's like a part of my brain clicks on that's just like into it. I was the same way with One Shot, where it was like people would come on that like to like lurk on the games and find people that are playing One Shot, and the people would be like, "You're really good at these puzzles." Like I don't know what it is. It's an innate part of my brain that just like is like loves it. Totally loves these mind games. I blame the impossible quiz from newgrounds.com. Do you guys remember the impossible quiz? I blame it. Their little clever puzzles are exactly why I like think outside of the box with puzzles like this. Right away. But so in the walkthrough, it's like showing each of the places that you can explore. And it's got the pure zones each written down as a zone. And so I'm wondering, do I need to explore those? Or are those just for... They're so difficult. They're so challenging. I just don't know if I can do it. They made me so mad. Man, this art is great. The more I'm looking at this game and the more that I'm like remembering the experience that I've had, the more I'm enjoying it. It's been weird. It's been weird. It's been hard to like grasp the narrative and to really find it interesting. But the experience as a whole, whenever it all ties together, has drawn me in. Like I'm sold on the world now. And I was not at the beginning. It took a while to really get sold, but now I'm totally like hook, line, and sinker. I'm like into it. I'm very curious and I'm very anxious. I'm very anxious about all of it. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Let's find somebody to raid, yeah? This game requires a big commitment up front. Yeah, it's a lot of buy-in. There's a lot of it that's like, it's not conventionally attractive. Centurnal? Sure. Track. That works for me. The only person I have that's live right now is Z Sarayu, which is who we rated last week. So I would say if we have somebody else, let's do it. Oh, playing Tim Tim. I love Pocket Mans. Okay. I'll raid Centernal, and folks, we are Checkpoint Church. We're really a church. I'm Nerd Pastor Nate. I'm really a pastor of this church plant. It's a weird thing that we're doing here, but we're excited to do it. We're reaching people for the first time here on Twitch, hopefully getting to know you, play some games with you. Sometimes some weird games like Off, and sometimes some pretty normie games that are out there. So we play all sorts of types, but we are streaming Monday, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and every other Friday, which is not this Friday, but next Friday, here on Twitch. But we're 24/7 active over on Discord. So exclamation point Discord in the chat if you're curious about learning more about that, or you can find our links on our website, our link tree, all sorts of places like that. We're there 24/7 hanging out, asking questions, talking about video games, talking about spiritual stuff, just doing all sorts of fun things. That's the best place to be if you want that kind of information and that kind of thing going on. We also post a nerdy sermon every single Sunday over on our YouTube channel, which you can find by hitting exclamation point YouTube in the chat. And we post a nerdy sermon every Sunday there at 10 o'clock in the morning Eastern time. This past week's was on God of War. I actually don't have this upcoming week's even written, which is stressful. But here we are. Whenever you give up your Monday to something, it like messes up your entire week. So here we are doing our very best to catch up with ourselves here. But regardless of whether or not you choose to click on our Twitch channel, our YouTube channel, or our Discord, whether you choose to hang out with us or not, whether you believe in God, don't believe in God, go to church, don't go to church, like Christians, hate God, hate the church, none of those things change these three things that we believe to be true about every single one of you out there. Number one, we believe God loves you, like really, really loves you. Number two, we love you. We want community with you. That's what we're doing here, trying to build community and get to know people and love on people and let them know that God loves them. And number three, we believe that you, yes, you, no matter who you are, where you've been, what you believe, nothing changes this third thing. We believe that you matter. You are a person of sacred worth. The world is a better place. Why? Because you are in it, and we're happy that you are in it. Folks, we're going to go raid Centernal. If you would do me a favor whenever you raid their channel, would you please spam "You Matter" in the chat to let them know and their chat know that they do indeed matter. It appears they're dressed up like a Christmas tree VTuber right now, so that's going to be super fun. Folks, I look forward to seeing you over on the Discord right now, or back here on Monday for some more Pocket Mans, or finish off with us next Tuesday. And yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all I got. I look forward to seeing you there or on the Discord, or whenever I see you next. Until then, bye-bye!